The road to $500 starts now in 2026. Welcome along to the CRS Sim Racing Championship 2026 here, presented by Garage ID. This time we're doing a road season on the schedule. 6 fantastic road courses with the Master MX-5s and tremendous grids. Maui Burrow is here to bring you the show, and I'm alongside DLBTV as ever, who I hope can hear me because we're having random technical issues.
Let's go!
There we go.
Let's go! Welcome everybody! It's CRS season! I'm hyped up! We got Peter Saddington in here as well. Peter! CRS! We're rolling off the grid, buddy! Tell me a little bit about the season that we're headed into.
So excited. It's so exciting, dude. We had a great NASCAR season. We had pro drivers show up. We got some pro drivers here.
He's gonna jump in here any moment now, but Hallie, MX-5 racing, my friend, you know this. You know the road racing. You know the ranges. What are we in for here tonight?
It's going to be a lot of cars to get on this grid, and there's going to be a whole lot to follow over the race. 45 minutes here at Line Rock Park. Fast and furious, sweeping turns everywhere. Very easy to run into other cars on the track. Let's hope they all try and make it through in one piece.
I'm so excited. So this is the track where there's a couple tricky turns around here. Can we talk a little bit about them? I mean, I think there's some, we're going to see some trouble in. Which turn are you most concerned about?
The first one, super wide, sweeping, goes out wider and wider as it goes on, and it's very hard to not run into someone. But we are running the tough chicane on the road as well as you go up the hill. It's a tough braking zone, and all of a sudden you just run into other cars on the way. You'll want to try and get past people going up this hill, but at the same time, you're going to run into problems very quick if you push it just a little bit too hard next to another car.
I'm excited. So one question a lot of the drivers had was fuel mileage. So from what I've seen, we can make it about 46 laps on fuel. So it's going to be very close to the end. It's going to be very close on if we can make it.
Indeed. 45.
Can you guys hear me?
I can, but you know what? Something's gone wrong on DLB's end the whole way down. So I can hear you, he can hear me, but sometimes it's all going a little bit weird. It's great to have a tech gremlin to show up.
Just checking in, just hoping that you guys can hear me. Excited for this season. We had an amazing season, NASCAR last season. We had some pros show up. We have some pros showing up, I believe, for the MX-5 Cup. We got $500 of money and prizes on the line for this championship. Super excited. We're going to have so much fun.
And we have a very big starting grid. So I think we need to get to that sooner rather than later. Up to 40 cars were allowed to qualify. I'm not quite sure how many hit the road, but Thomas Bellman from France made the P1 on the grid with Dialis Dubancas Brady's. That's my best shot at that from Lithuania in P2 just behind. Further back on the grid, we have Doran Moffat and Torsten Olsen. Caden Pado and Arjan Talwa. Nathan Safrian and Cole Wilson ahead of Jack Friedman and Logan Wilson in the 9 and 10. DLB, give me the next 10.
So here we go. We got Jack Williams and Cameron McLean back here in position number... we are currently looking at car number 22, Jason, and so he's starting 13th, 14th. Whoo, that's a cool looking car. Car number 14's back there. Car number 14 starting P14. So how about it? So one big thing that Peter said there, as I'm jumping back in, is $500 prize pool. Jonah Bryan, he's a driver we need to watch out for. But that $500 prize pool, $500 to the champion. Oh boy, that means we are going to be points racing here tonight. David Williams throwing off the grid in the 19th position. 21st, Peter Saddington. How about it? Holden returning. He's starting in position number 22. So this is what I like to call the danger zone. Luke Mann rolling off the grid in position number 24. And then we got Zachary Delpa, position number 26, returning. He was here for our NASCAR division, and now he's going to be ready to go road racing. Caden McDaniel starting in the 28th position. How about it, Jacob Mills, starting 30th. At this point, you just hang in the back, man. And that's going to round out the grid here in today. All the times have been laid. Justin McCall is going to lay them out, and we are green flag racing at Lime Rock. Send them into turn number 1.
I was not expecting it to quite hit that fast. Standing start on the road. Turn 1 very wide. You really don't want to try and run too wide for too long. Thomas Bellman gets away with it pretty well, and it looks like most of the cars have worked it out. Almost 2-3 wide. Further down in the back, Cole Wilson moving up a few places. We have one black flag on the road, one car off the track as well. That's Zachary Depper gone off the back. Further back, up ahead and front, the 4 of Dalius Brady's is going to try and take down Thomas Bellman into our first braking zone here onto the chicane.
No big trouble yet. This is the tricky part of the track. Everyone's going to survive for the most part through turn number, for lap number 1, but back here is where the chaos is going to truly unfold. This is where you got to keep your eyes open. Somebody completely missed it. It's the Dumpmobile hard into the wall.
That's Caden Pado. He's taken a meatball flag. I'm going to try and catch every one of these moments and watch him back later when we have a chance. There's so much going on this grid to count. But first, Dalius, I think he's going to try and make a move for P1. That's Torsten Olsen making a big dive up the inside of turn 1. But if you go too deep into turn 1, you get cut back on straight away. Donny Mulfit loses that straight away. Arjun Talwar, he's off the track. He's gone wide. Plenty more drivers going to do that over the course of the race today. And a huge gaggle up here in the middle. This is Zach Freeman leading Nathan Southfield, Zach Williams next to Logan Wilson as they chase, and this might be too many cars to fit into that chicane.
Oh, it's gonna be nuts if one person misjudges here. They're gonna stack in. There they go. They're sending 3 wide. They're gonna make it behind them. And oh, big contact. They're hopping the curbs. And now 3 wide. And they're wrecking, boys. Stacking them in. Just one car around. Is everyone gonna miss him? Please don't roll back up onto the track. So far, so good. This is the MX5 Chaos we came here for. What is this? A battle up front? They're racing it out hard right now. The race is on. Some of these pace schemes are wild. But right now, Thomas is leading the field. Getting nuts. That 4 is all over his rear bumper. Just waiting for him to make a mistake. Waiting for him to slip up. Waiting for him to leave the door open so he can come in pouncing heavy.
Few more drivers wrecking on the circuit. I'm going to have to try and get all the replays when we actually have time, because there's almost too much to go over in one go. But Dalius Bradis, I think, is going to be on the chase all race long. But it's actually quite hard to get passes really done here. That tough braking zone into the chicane is not a very good place to actually get yourself around other cars. Not too much space to go. Big turtle shells on both ends of the turn. Christian Barnes is a car I can always see from a mile away. He's put anime all over the side. That one's Oshinoko, thank you very much. And he's pushed his way all up the field to P15. Made it quite far up from behind. We have a lot of wreck cars. Jake Rodriguez is a meatball flag. So is a Korean Van Enverman. Well, we have 5 meatball cars. I mean, I'm going to have to try and work out quite what happened to every single one of these, because there's just a ton everywhere.
So Christian Burns is a driver in my DLBTV racing league, and he really stands out on the road course races. He normally does stock car racing. So jumping over to the road side of things for the MX5 is something new for him. But these leaders are not going down easy, bumper to bumper. This race is only heating up by the lap. Peter Saddington is going to lose a position, but not without contact. Hopefully they all make it through. Peter Saddington in the Bitcoin machine is running in the 19th position. He put this event together. He's the owner of the Bitcoin racing team as well over in CRS. So he knows his way around a couple road courses. Now this is Caden Padu. What happened to him? I caught it earlier. In that dump machine, did he just go off by himself, or did something happen here? Obviously a lot of debris on the track, and it's almost like maybe his wheel shut up.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you really missed the mid-turn of that one unless you have no choice in the matter. Here's Logan Wilson. We're going to catch quite a few crashes on the road. This is a great tree there to block every view, but just sort of punch someone wide and then gets turned, trying to go 3 wide. Down there, never really a great place to be 3 wide on that area of the track. Try not to roll back onto the middle and you might be good. It is Alexander Rufus.
Rufus, we're going on board with him, but we're about to have a pass going into turn number 1. Will we see 3 wide? There's contact! Hard into the outside wall! The whole up front wheel has just came off of car number 28. Rufus is destroyed!
Still replaying all these wrecks that happened one by one. Trust me, a lot happened on the field, and it's hard to catch all that live when you decide to stick 40 cars up here. I'm surprised that you could take a meatball up here, but oh, that big turtle shell, did that actually total the suspension? Yeah, he hit the turtle shell there so hard on this suspension that he just wrecked it completely. I've never seen that happen on MX-5. Here's Arbor McCullough-Nato. I'm actually wondering if a similar thing maybe happened to him, because I didn't see the car stop on the way. But are those things that kill us as suspensions? You know, I think he might have done it as well. I'm keeping an eye. I mean, it says that up ahead, yeah, that blue car. Like, if you're hitting that suspension too hard, you're just getting your stuff wrecked.
Road is one busy place. 39 minutes remaining. So, I'm going to ask you, Hallie, you've done a lot more road racing than I have. If you are running in one of these top 2 positions right now, and you got 38 minutes on the board, how hard are you pushing it for that track position? Are you just riding it out and maybe toying with the guy in front of you? Or are you giving it 100%?
I think it's really hard to force an overtake here at Lime Rock without being a bit of a fool. You can sort of take opportunities that come to you, and obviously the amount of passes is going to be very, very high because there's so many cars on the field. But in general, I find this is quite a hard track to force passes on, or else we're going to do stuff like that. Christian Barnes getting knocked out wide, very wide, 3 wide attempt into the first turn. He's just going to get sent out into the distance. We'll take another look at that one on the replay. But I do think in a 45-minute race, I recommend you keep to yourself for enough time that you're able to be in the right place by the end. It's about consistency in a race that's this long. Oh, he turns in a little bit on a 21, and he's already there. And that's quite a big shock to that car.
Getting the anime machine beat up around here. It looks like Logan Wilson maybe off pace. Maybe he's done some damage to that car. He's definitely slowing on this racetrack, but this is where the action is. Oh my goodness, coming to pit road. Dean brings it to the pits. Lots of cars on pit road with damage, mainly suspension damage is what they currently have. Let's see what happened to him. He's going in to the bus stop, and did he damage the suspension? He definitely clipped that carbine, and that did it for him.
Suspension's
broke
done.
The car.
I'm surprised that so many cars are getting done, but no, she's just another one on the road. I think Argentale up ahead might also be a victim of that. I mean, usually you don't see this. Now, I will say, we're not usually running the exact same setup you see in the MX-5 fixed series on iRacing, because I don't see this very often, running baseline over fixed, which I think the difference has got to be kind of small, but maybe that suspension is so stiff that if you smash that turtle shell, you're done. Drivers did get a lot of time to practice out on the track, time to sort of find that out, but even I'm being surprised by how much it's really happening around there, and no, she's just one of the other 50 victims we've encountered so far. There's a lot on the track.
Johnny Moffitt, he may lose a position right there. Here is Logan Wilson trying to pounce on the CRS machine. Now, you might have seen the CRS machine in the MX-5 Cup race. Full season, he's running that CRS paint scheme. So that is a real paint scheme that you do see on track for the MX-5 series up ahead. He's going to try and make a move. Oh, he's going to bumper it deep. He had to bell up the gas. Keep from getting into the car in front of him. Nathan is on it, man. He has some battle scars on that car, and he's bringing that car a war here today. Peter Saddington broke the suspension, hit the curving too hard, and it is done. Bumpers off the car. Car is trashed.
Who knows what's going on this track to follow the most? We still have 35 minutes, and it feels like we've experienced a whole hour's worth of racing. Well, important to know that that top two have really split out significantly on the track now. Thomas Bellman has gotten almost a second out ahead from Dylas. He's going to quite enjoy having that gap to himself, I think. In good time, everybody else sort of running in these 1-2 car trains, looking to try and make their battles work for themselves.
Jason and the 22 machine. I mean, I love these onboard cameras. You really see what the drivers are battling up ahead. And sometimes it's a challenge. Do you want to throttle up? Do you want to get on the brakes? And we're seeing a lot of brave drivers here today. Side by side, up ahead of him. This may be a tight battle. And at this stage of the race, do you lay over? Do you give it to him? Or do you race him out? Jack Freeman's on the move. He is flying through the field up to the 7th position now and still continuing to climb. This is big. We got a car wreck. That's Donnie Moffitt. He was running top 5. His car is destroyed. What happened to Donnie?
I'm not sure if something was maybe already damaged. We've seen a lot of it on the road. It was something very weird. We're just going to have to keep an eye, I think, on the... He tries to make pit lane, and there's... because his suspension's been destroyed by the turtle shell as ever. Are we going to get away with any cars aren't being literally like destroyed by the bump here? What did you do, DLB? What did you do setting these guys up with suspension on this bump?
So when I ran the Rookie Series race here about a month ago, which was one of my very few MX-5 wins, that's one challenge I did have this week. That one turn in the bus stop, it will get you. If you hit it too hard, it will break the suspension. I've seen guys doing it all race then, and obviously it's still happening now. It's if you hit it wrong, it will do some damage on these cars. 33 minutes remaining. So pre-race, we talked to Peter Saddington. He said $500 on the line for the champion. Somebody's going to have to get up on the wheel and go win this race and position themselves to go win the championship. I mean, this is a 5-round series. If you want to make it to the end of the season, you got to survive Lime Rock. And taking a look at the schedule, I mean, we got the Charlotte Roval coming up next week. We got VIR. We got some other fun tracks on the schedule, but I'll say Lime Rock definitely is the shortest track on the schedule.
That's our P2 runner down and out.
Oh my goodness, is it suspension issues for him as well? Oh! It seems like it was broken before he got to the curb. I don't know if it's suspension issues. He may have just got off track. Is it done? He may be able to recover here. No, he's off pace, man. They're running into each other in front of him.
By the way, I can confirm
he got a little greedy.
I gave you a dressing down for this. It turns out Rookie does use the baseline setup, so this is actually a thing that can happen to you in your Rookie races. But I've never seen it happen on this scale ever, where like this many drivers are just attacking the thing and getting themselves destroyed by it over and over. I tell you, I've never quite seen the amount of drivers getting wiped out that I've seen here. And I've done Rookie racing, the MX-5s around here too. Here's Cole J. Wilson. Is anybody... See, when you attack them that aggressively, like Torsten Olsen ahead, like you are sort of gambling. You are sort of putting the risk of this happening in your hands. In fact, those wheels are towed out a bit, but that's just how that is. Very, very unusual that it's sort of crashing down so much. Thomas Bellman leading the race very comfortably from the front. Worth noting, most of the other top drivers have had problems. Our 4th place driver, Cameron McLean, started 12th, one of our better gainers this race, but I think our biggest gainer might be Luke Mann, started 24th, now 9th.
So Luke Mann, I talked to him a little bit preseason. He was really excited to jump into this series and go racing with us, and he's been pumped up from day one. I look at him to potentially, be a championship contender. And up in front of Luke Mann is Jonah Bryan, another one of my oval drivers in my division that maybe doesn't go road racing like some of these other guys have. We got big trouble on the racetrack. It seems like we may have some carnage stacking in around here.
That was Caden McDaniel. It took me a while to work out who that was on the road, but that started way earlier than that. That started even earlier than that. So I think a lot of things just happened here, and let's go into the chopper and do this like CSI, crime scene investigation. For once, it wasn't the curbs, all right? We found a new villain around here, and that was already really, really unsteady under the brakes around there. Probably putting too much heat into the tires. Now, that doesn't wreck your car by itself, but I'm worried about this rejoin a lot. That was okay. So, gets away with it. Immediately just smacks another car. Wrecks 2 on the way out. Then gets bumped by another one.
think he was just trying to make the paint end at that point. Caden McDaniel, college kid. I believe he's going to college for engineering, I believe. And his college allows them to work on race cars, which is really cool. So obviously when he found out, you know, CRS and how we work with college students, he was all in for this. He wanted to show up to this event. He didn't know much about road racing coming in, but he made sure that he wanted to be a part of the action. It looks like Jason in the 5, car number 22 is making the move, but Jack Freeman continuing to survive and advance these positions. Every time we go on board with this guy, he's just on it, man. It's 100% all gas, no brake. He is hauling it around here. And they're going to go side by side in front of him. Here we go, going into 1. Who's going to make the pass, or are they going to slow it down a little bit? Potentially a crossover by the 22. He's going to look to the bottom. Nearly contact, but I think everyone's going to make their way through. The action is only heating up. 29 minutes remaining. The 29 trying to cross over. He's going for the 4th position. Cole Wilson also trying to pounce. There's action all over this racetrack right now. Side by side, and this is going to be coming into the bus stop. You got to back her down. And it looks like Jason's going to get the pass done, but now can he hold off car number 19 of Cameron McLean? And there's a train coming behind him, and why that's happening is these guys are wasting so much time racing this out, going side by side, checking up for each other, making sure they don't wreck each other, that they're letting 5-6 cars come in behind them. Before you know it, you may lose 3 or 4 positions when you shoulda, coulda, woulda, just lost 1.
Now, these first few corners are quite tricky because it's quite difficult to get the inside here and hold it. And even if you do, you have to clear completely by exit because all of a sudden, on the way out, oh, that is not great there from Cameron McLean. It keeps it pointing in one direction. You have the wrong side going into the next turn. And it's very hard to clear because you don't actually slow that much for the first turn. And when you come out, this is really your only long straight you get on the track. And it's not that long, is it? Only straight you get for a braking zone, and we've seen peril and horror happen to every single person going up the bump. And they've gotten away a bit. They've been pretty clean and all right, but I mean, it seems as if the rule that I often hear, everyone always says it, I'm going to repeat just an old adage as if it's new news. In order to finish first you have to finish. That's what people say all the time, and I think it's very, very true when it comes to these cars. Cole Wilson moved for P2. Very good outbrake. See, if you clear him in time, you're pretty good through the next few turns. He outbrakes, he clears in time. That's P2.
It is looking to be an entertaining event. I think we are all hyped up for this one. Cole Wilson hanging on to the 2nd position. He has the 33 all over his rear bumper. Now, Cole has a ways to go to get all the way up to Thomas. But with pit stops potentially being on the table, some of these guys may play some strategy here. I mean, we talked a little bit before the race. Probably the call is going to be no tires. A lot of these guys may take tires. This may be a dive bomb incoming. Looks like it's all going to work out. That's going to be a clean, beautiful pass there by car number 14 as he's going to get around Jack Freeman. Jack has been on the move. That's the first time I've seen him lose a position there. Is he potentially fading as we continue?
So what's very interesting about the pit stops around here is that, another move by Torsten Olsen. They're dueling for P2. Another driver, by the way, who I might have crashed out this race is Jack Freeman. He's dropping down the tower. Olsen holds out that position. So the thing about the pit strategy is very unlike NASCAR, where you expect a pit in the last season of CRS on this channel. A pit stop was mandatory, and there were choices to make. This is a race where you barely, if you fuel save, can make it to the end. The tires don't get impacted at all. You do not want to take them. So really, you don't want to stop at all. You want to save enough to not have that stop. You'll just lose about 20, 30, 40 seconds for no benefit if you have to make that stop. But if you push flat out for the whole race, you have to make that stop. If you knew to save from the start, you're in a really, really good place here. But how many people thought about that during their practice laps? I'm not sure. This duel is epic and never ends. We're doing the same thing up just behind for P4. That 14 has been climbing up this field just bit by bit in the hammer down car. He's got the inside. That gives you the best run out here down the straight. Look out for Jonah Bryan as they go possibly 3 wide further behind. Not quite. Jonah Bryan gets out of line. He should be able to sneak in ahead of Cameron McLean here. Not really enough space for his car, though, and Cameron's going for it and get bumping. These cars do like their bumps. If he's clear here, though, Cameron McLean backs out, and that's going to make it a single file line. Wonder what they're going to do up the hill. These cars are very, very drafty. They get a massive, massive slingshot when they're behind another car. In real life, they bump draft all the time down circuits. Heading up now to the uphill chicane. A 5-car train for P4. Almost a duck out of line for Jonah Bryan, but I think he knew better than that.
Oh my goodness, the airtime he just got right there was wild. There's action all over this track. I would not imagine he got through there without doing damage. I would be very shocked if he didn't do damage. Check this out. We got Freeman off pace. A little bit of damage on his car. We seen him fading. Broke the car, obviously. Such a good run to, unfortunately, go to an end here. He's going to be next to hit pit road and go get his damage fixed up here. It's kind of hard to get to pit road sometimes, but my goodness. All right, is this where we've seen the airtime? We definitely seen some wildness in this race, and let's see, he's going to potentially hop the curb right here. Boom, that probably did it, and that, it's same turn, got everyone, I believe.
It's really unusual that it's happening this often, and so many people are getting wrecked by it. I believe we had one from Matthew Bodgering as well, and whenever the replay starts on this part of the track, you sort of know what's going to happen, and that is a 1-2. Takes that okay. It's that one that's getting people. It's the third one as you head up. He's another victim. He's lost suspension. That's a meatball flag. Zachary Depper as well, struggling on the back part of the track. Some of these cars look almost exactly the same, you know. I changed the angle and I'm like, what's happening? Is this actual contact? Yes, it's contact.
What teammates?
Ooh, that is
wow.
That is a rough break heading into that turn. We'll take a look on the chopper cam as Depper gets chopped up on his way in. That Dr. Pepper 21 flying in hot, tries to go for the inside. There's just not enough space for that move.
And you're going to see him hit the inside wall. So, some action heating up here. Cole Wilson trying to pounce on what will be the second position. Let's see how hard Olsen's gonna fight. I try to hold off Cole Wilson. Oh, almost 2 tires in the grass that time. They're using up every inch of this racetrack with 22 minutes remaining. He's all over him, and he's gonna swing to the bottom of the track, and now it's gonna be about who can outbrake who going into turn number 1. And I believe, here we go, change for position number 2, but can he hold it? Wilson on the move. He says, all right, I may have something for the leader here, but obviously Cole has a couple battle scars on that car. He's definitely been to war like a lot of these other competitors have, and there's some damage on the front end. I don't think it's affecting him too much, so we have talked about a pit stop potentially coming up before the end. So typically, if you're stock car racing, let's watch this right here. It looks like everything's going to work out. If you're stock car racing, you hit pit road, you're sitting in that pit box for maybe, you know, if you take no tires, maybe 7 to 12 seconds, you know, not very long. So here with the MX-5 car, how long are you expected to be sitting in that pit box?
If you take only the minimum fuel, you'll be there for like about a second or so when you're out. If you take tyres, you're going to be there for the rest of the race, for the next 50 years. Just give it up. They're going to swap them one at a time. You're done. So you never, ever want to take those. These things could take a 2-hour endurance race without any swapping, really. But think about, like, you know, 45 laps of fuel, around 45 laps of the race. You know, any fuel you're going to take is going to be like 1 or 2 laps worth. This is why I'm saying it's going to be such a disaster if some of these drivers end up stopping. They just get completely screwed. You know, there's sort of no chance for them.
Well, if you need to stop, it sounds like a splash and go is about the only pit strategy you can really put on
another
the table.
red car there. Another red car.
And that was a fast one, Jason. He was really fast to start this one off, and then add insult, he's going to miss his pit box, and man, definitely some damage being done here, but we're watching the gap. It doesn't look like, I mean, Thomas is running away with this thing in the 26th machine. I thought for a moment that Cole Wilson might be able to run him down, but man, class of the field. I mean, just look at the handwork with the steering wheel. So steady with it. Running the track so smooth, and I'm sure if you watch him every time by, You know, he's making sure he's not eating up the curbs. He's making sure that he's not putting himself in a dangerous position. If he sees lap traffic, he's making sure he's not wasting time to get away around them. You know, and that's where this race will be won at. But obviously, if you're the fastest car on the track, you're going to be the first one to pit road because you burned the most fuel.
And what's most interesting is, and you're going to notice this across this season compared to last one, is you know, I have all the love for NASCAR in my heart when I say this. This is not a dig on it at all. But one of the things about oval racing, especially in iRacing, is the fastest driver does not always win. With the cautions and the pit strategy and tracks like Daytona, you know, it's so much about being in the right place at the right time. Whereas on a road race, you can't just run away. If you're the fastest, you can just go. And as long as you don't hit anything on the way, nobody's stopping you from being the fastest every single lap and disappearing off into the distance forever. That's what Thomas Belleman's just been doing, you know, like nobody in his way, nobody to compete, had to battle in like the first lap or so. Other than that, his opponent wrecks his car, and then all he needs to do is not wreck his car himself. And it is a very different kind of racing. It certainly is about, lead to less excitement in some ways, but it certainly means if one driver's good, they could dominate a whole season, just uncontested.
Absolutely. So, looking up front, I see Jonah Bryan running in the 5th position. A little shocked by this. He gained a lot of spots, you know, just kind of avoiding crashes. And not only that, he has a train of cars behind him that he has been able to fend off. Every charge, every attack, he has been able to keep these guys behind him. Now, Jonah, I said this earlier, he's known for being one of the more aggressive drivers. He's not quite Carson Hocevar aggressive, but he's gonna stick his car in some places that it may be a little close to call. He's going to race you a little harder than he probably needs to. He has a little dent in that front bumper. He's been hustling that car up to the front, but he's up to the 5th position. And I wonder if any of these guys are trying to save any fuel in this little pack as well. I mean, that's also a big question. Well, it's been a lot of carnage early on. The fast guys have rose to the top. We got 18 minutes remaining to race this baby out, and it's all about the show at this point, man. I mean, this has been one entertaining event. Nobody can argue how entertaining the CRS race has been here at Lime Rock. Waiting to see. I'm seeing a lot of these guys not really pop the curbs as aggressive anymore. It almost is like they want to stay away from it. They don't want to be the next guy to bite it. So they're trying to be more careful, but we are going to see a pass as the 33 of Olsen is going to get back around Cole Wilson. These guys, it feels like they've been about dead even the entire race. So nobody's really getting the upper hand right now. Look at that offensive drive into turn number 1. Definitely want to block that bottom and protect it. Keep Wilson from taking it. Will Wilson be able to hit that crossover? I think that's what he's going to go for right here. No, he's going to try to take him on the outside, but it's not going to quite work out.
He's just going to look for his chance and strike again. I think these two have been basically at each other's throats for the entire race in one way or another. They're just going to keep going and going and going and going, I think. All the way to the end, I would absolutely keep an eye on these guys. All the way, every lap it goes up that chicane. And yes, this setup has been very fragile. This is indeed the setup you get to use in the fixed series, and it has been fragile and it's fallen apart every single time we've looked at it. So it's been very interesting. I wasn't expecting to see that sort of like experience, watching so many just wipe out on the hill. Next week, same time on the channel, same place, we'll be going to Charlotte Roval, which is one of my favorite tracks in all of iRacing. Love that place to absolute bits, but Death Hairpin is going to be Death Hairpin for a lot of drivers. They're going to have to try and navigate that. Wall's very close to the track in turn 1. Try not to block the thing, but lots of potential to get good laps and some crazy passes into those big chicanes. Is Jack Williams, got a lot of fans in the chat, I see you, and he wants to try and make a move up the inside of the 19. Cameron McLean been in this pack for a little while. If he's alongside again, Cameron's going to get a way back, but I think he is just faster, just that little bit faster. And these cars are, oh no, Jack is still alongside. That's going to make this tough. They might be challenging each other up the chicane. These cars are so nimble. Early this week, I covered a race in Kia Optimus here. They were struggling to make it through turn 1. Mazda MX-5s, they are nimble, they are adaptable, they go wherever you send them. They offer them a lot of oversteer that you have to control. They're really, really peppy, and you can pretty much do whatever you want with them.
So what we're seeing right now is this battling for position number 2 just continue. And you know, so far, I gotta say, both these drivers have had a lot of respect for one another. They may not know each other or ever raced with each other before, but I will say, both of them are showing respect. Nobody has mowed over anyone here. They have just been bumper to bumper. They'll make a clean pass when they can, but as the clock ticks down, they know at the end of the race, this isn't just a race for the win. This is a race for a $500 prize at the end of the season. This is a race for the championship. This is a race to make a name for themselves. And, you know, they may get more aggressive, and here we go. We're seeing it now. A bit more defensive driving. A bit more of, I'm going to fake you out. A bit more of, I'm going to challenge you and see if you open up that door. Now, at what point does the bumper come out? I have no idea. I think it's going to stay clean as long as it can, until somebody slips into a mistake. Now, this is a track where it's easy to have kind of short tempers. I mean, they say a lot with the oval racing, short track, short tempers. Well, that applies for road racing as well. When you're on a track this small, it's easy to get rear-ended. There's no long straightaway where you can just break away from the field. So you gotta keep your head set in the right place. You can't get a bad mindset. You can't beat yourself. And a lot of these front runners, especially in the top 5, are doing an amazing job of that. Now, some of these guys are getting a little aggressive with them bumps again. You just hope that they don't make the mistake and overshoot it by 2 inches and end their race, end their day.
This car produces quite inverse results, and you really expect on these tracks, because we talked about the long straights. I mean, if we went to Daytona, what you would find is that cars would just be in a massive draft train down the straights, just bump drafting each other down. So really, this car's sort of always is close no matter where you send it, because these races are close, and then the long straight tracks are also very, very, very close. Got quite the exciting schedule. All 3 tracks on iRacing, Charlotte Roval next week, then Virginia, the longest straight on the schedule. Oschersleben, love that technical parking lot of a track, and then Summit Point, which is a roller coaster thrill ride, one of my favorite tracks in all of iRacing, on March 29th. All tracks you could race in the Rookie Series. There are some experienced drivers here and some that barely have a license that have just started. Such as our race dominator, Thomas Bellman. That was a lapped car that went off, I think, by the way, Arjun Talwar. So just ducking out of the way of traffic the best way you can. But like, Cole Wilson is 4K. And then we have a rookie driver up in front. There actually is contact all over the track now. So let's just go through these one at a time. I think Peter Saddington and Jonah Bryan just got together in a bad way.
Oh boy, so Saddington had a pit earlier, get some damage repair. Oh no! I wonder if Jonah came down or Peter came up. Obviously, Peter's trying to get out of the way here in this scenario.
And at
Not too
the same
sure
time,
what happened.
Here's Kreen Van Enenman with the 26, also gets sent in the same turn.
Oh! Spins instantly. Some of these lapped cars coming back out after getting their damage repaired, you know, it's definitely looking a bit tricky. David Wilson on pit road with damage as well. Car number 37. Let's see what happened to him. Jake Rodriguez, and he's going to get hammered. Bumper's going to come off the car. So some of them guys are running, you know, 5th through 9th. I mean, we had a pretty big herd of cars there that weren't really breaking away. Cole Wilson still holding on a 3rd, still having a respectful battle here for that 2nd position. Now, Thomas, who is leading this race, man, he is gone. He's in a different zone. He has checked out. He has a 24-second lead. He is gone. But he has a lot of lap traffic that he is having to maneuver around. You can see he definitely drove it in pretty deep right there, just making sure. Look at the line of traffic he has in front of him. I mean, I'm sure his own board looks crazy right now. All he sees is traffic. And you look to his right, more cars are coming off pit road. He probably feels like he's a target on this racetrack.
Worth noting, we have 2 black flags come out. iRacing give these automatically when you hit an incident limit. The incident limits are incredibly high here, by the way. You need to get 28x for a penalty and then 35 for a DQ. Yeah, make it almost double that of iRacing for a DQ for your penalty. Well, Jason Gartel just took a black flag. So did Zachary Depper just take a black flag. I've got to say, if you're collecting 28 incidents in this time, you have been involved in a lot of trouble on the track, and maybe you do need that drive-through to think about what you've done today. There have been cars running into each other everywhere, and the turns are deceptive, of course. That turn 1, you never really know how much space you have next to another car until all of a sudden it's just a little bit too late. Cars been running into each other, trying to intersect lines into 2, 3, and 4. That's why Lime Rock's such a tough place to start this championship, to be honest. It really, really pushes you to have to know who's around you and know the lines they're taking. Can be very, very brutal, and it leads to incidents all the time. I think this battle for P2 is going to continue to erupt. Cole Wilson behind Torsten Olsen. No sign that anyone's going to need a pit stop quite yet. It's an estimation of exactly 45 laps, so everybody might be good to the very, very end. Just about, because the laps are almost exactly a minute from the leader, which makes it exactly 45, and we had sort of that starting time. So it's looking kind of good for them here. But Cole Wilson, what do you think of the odds that he actually makes his strike? He's been passed every time he tries, but it only matters where you are on that last lap.
You know, that's what I was just thinking about. He can go for the pass. Both these drivers have proved that they're going to race each other hard. Both of them are about dead even on speed. I'm sure Cole Wilson feels like he's a little faster, as he should. I mean, he probably feels like this guy's holding him up. I think he's going to strike a few times, so I think for the most part, Cole is probably going to look at this as in, I'm points racing, I can get out of here with a top 3 and march on to the next 4 rounds and contend for this championship. How many chances do I want to take just to gain 1 point? Well, here he goes. We're going to find out because they're side by side. He's going to hop the curb a little bit. Cole Wilson is a brave, brave soul. He's not going down easy here tonight, man. I thought he would points race here. He wants that position. And what he's trying to do now is get that pass done. And if he can't get it done, he's trying to make Olsen mirror drive. He's trying to make him say, hey, this guy behind me is in attack mode. Maybe I should back it up. I think he's going for the pass and then leave the door open. So we're going to see Cole Wilson really play some games here. He's going to look like he's going to dive it in from 5 car lengths, knowing he can't make the turn. But what he's trying to do is scare Olsen into saying, okay, I'm going to overshoot it just to keep from getting rear-ended. And that's where that door will open. So definitely some mind games being played here with Olsen and Wilson as well. I mean, both these guys have been doing it all day. We've seen some very defensive driving, running all the way to the inside to block the bottom, or just overly dive bombing the turn. But turn 1 is definitely an opportunity for Cole Wilson. I mean, look at how much time he is gaining, time and time again. He is just sucking his way all the way to his rear bumper nearly every single time. But once again, I think if I was Cole Wilson, I'm points racing. I know the bigger prize at the end of the line, and I'm keeping my eye on the leader just in case he gets involved in a crash. If he does, hey, I'm going for the win. But till then, I'm points racing this baby.
It's looking dicey out there with time running out. It's going to be about 5 to 6 laps when they cross the line. So almost no time to really make up that gap. If you wonder how brutal this race has been, there were 8 drivers on the lead lap. A good number have been lapped in race distance, but only the top 12, from my recollection, are really running without having had their cars turn into a scrap heap at some point. Almost every car has had some damage, some wreck, some difficulty on the circuit. Some of our fastest drivers, some of our biggest competitors, our P2 starter on the grid, they've all been thrown out of it. David Wilson's another one now that just damaged his car, wrecked it out as well. It's been an absolute meat grinder for cars. I mean, someone get the car scrappers who like take them apart for parts and just take them to this track and tell them, hey, you have everything you ever wanted. So many MX-5 parts. Sell them all for parts. they would make a field day out of this. You'd get this race easily put under like 5 cautions for debris already. But we're in iRacing where the debris doesn't matter and the points are made up. Cole Wilson only has a few more laps to try and make his push, and I'm not really seeing the spark in him to try and go for it right this moment. He's tried it once or twice a little bit, but I do think he wants to have the mantra of go for the move, but definitely don't lose the race making a stupid mistake.
So I think there's a few things we got to think about right now. Fuel mileage. If you are running tight, it's about time to hit pit road. That's the first thing I have in mind. There's a chance they make it to the end, but I feel like not everyone will make it. It may be a little bit tricky here. Now, I also want to talk about a few names inside the top 10. Christian Burns running in 10th. Jonah Bryan, 9th. Logan Wilson in the 8th position. And Holden, car number 49. That's one I want to speak of. We remember he ran so good in the NASCAR division when we done that in Q4 of last year. Well, he's proven he's not only fast on the NASCAR speedways, but also on the road courses. And Cole Wilson still trying to attack, man, but he's just riding this baby out. We got 4.5 minutes remaining. It's time to put it on the line, boys. We're about to be in for one heck of a show here, one heck of a finish. I'm excited. I feel like anything and everything can happen here till the end, man. We don't know. The leader can get taken out by a lapped car. The leader can run out of fuel. Will anyone have the fuel to make it? We got 4 minutes to figure it out. We don't know who's going to win this baby. But right now, Cole Wilson is in the grass. He's stepping over that edge, getting a little too aggressive, kicking the back tires in the dirt, making sure he does no damage. But hey, he knows it's go time and he's willing to take some chances. We haven't seen Cole lay down all day. He's not doing it with 4 minutes remaining.
To be honest, there may be fast drivers in this top 10, but I'm not counting the top 10 as the 10 fastest. I'm counting them as the 10 that survived. I think a lot of our fastest drivers have been wiped out today, but if you survive to the top 10, you get top 10 points. You know, it's always been the same. It's not always about just being the fastest. It's about being able to make it through everything on the track and also not wreck your car on the curbs. I think every car here has finally understood not to do this. Here comes Logan Wilson up the inside of the chicane. He's going to go side by side. Gonna need to try and outbrake in time. Decides to back out. Probably the smart move, that Charlotte car up ahead of Holden Rowe, keeping him there in tow. Now, up the hill, this is a really, really fun turn at the top of the hill. You have this west bend. Slow down just a bit, and then you fly down the hill, almost flat out onto the start finish. This isn't a corner that makes all the difference, but it's fun, and getting it right is so important on the track because you just get momentum, and getting momentum is going to help you. Carson Nieves takes up a black flag, by the way, another who's hit the incident limit on the circuit. Hold defense to the inside for Holden Rowe, but that defense slowed him down so much that Logan Wilson might be able to make the move anyway. Side by side, he's still got clearance. That's going to give Logan the perfect line going to the next turn, and that'll be his move cleared up. Only a few laps to go now, and Cole Wilson, it's now or never for him.
We're seeing a couple cars hit pit road. I don't know if that's fuel mileage or damage, but we may be in that window. It's now or never if we are. 2 minutes remaining, and if I'm Olsen, man, I am mirror driving so much because I can only dictate what's outside my front windshield. But behind you, you never know if you're about to get nuked around any corner, and you got to be on your toes for that very reason. You know at any point that Wilson is close enough. Right here, great example. He's close enough to put his bumper in. Whether if it's enough to make the pass, I don't know. But he's close enough to put his bumper in at any moment. And we have seen, especially in the last 2 laps, he has really stepped up that aggression level. I mean, he's been in the dirt, he's been in the grass, he's been everywhere, but in front of Olsen here as of late. And definitely using up all the racetrack he possibly can. So we talked about the incident limit. A lot of the time, these guys getting disqualified, yes, they may have crashed a car or two, but if you're consistently hitting that grass, you're getting X's every time you do so. And that's counting as incident points. That is bringing you closer and closer to getting disqualified or getting a penalty. I'm sure Cole Wilson is watching right now how many incidents he has and making sure he doesn't hit that limit. 55 seconds remaining.
He's running out of time, and I'm not anticipating the move gets done. The lap's so short around here. Let's celebrate Thomas Bellarmine, though, for being the driver in first that you saw right away, and then you never, ever needed to see again on the track. He's lapping more. Only 6 drivers on the lead lap, and he's trying to claim even more. There's a road to $500 at the end of this rainbow, and this could be a spectacular way to start your season, and I'd keep an eye out for this car to potentially dominate the rest of the rounds. Lap cars getting out of the way. They know they don't want to wreck a leader on this last lap right now, and that only 5 on the lead lap. Absolutely brutal domination of the field. Some of the fastest laps by far, not challenged by any. Thomas Bellarmine is going to easily take round 1 here in CRS 2026.
Thomas Bellarmine off the final turn. He's gonna be victorious at Lime Rock. He gets it done. $500 on the line. His ticket has been punched. 4 rounds remaining. Victorious. Thomas gets it done from Lime Rock. What a day. What a race. Now the battle for position number 2. Whew, it looks like Olsen has really put a gap here. Both some lap traffic ahead. Will it be enough to hang on to that second position off the final turn? Olsen, position number 2, followed by Cole Wilson, rounding out the top 3. Interviews will be coming momentarily.
Well, it certainly was about as attrition heavy as we figured it was going to be here on the track. Here's your finishing results on the road. Thomas Bellarmine finishes that race in P1. Torsten Olsen in second in the 33 car, 33 seconds back, and drivers only back to Jack Williams were able to stay on that lead lap because Cameron McLean just got lapped on the last one. Logan Wilson ahead of Holden Rowe, Jonah Bryan and Christian Barnes. Will Schmidt, Jesus Tunon and Carlos Nieves make up 11 to 13, and we have Zachary Depper, Dylas Juvenkes Brenes and Noel Dean ahead of Luke Mann, Jack Freeman, Arjun Talwa and Matthew Bodgering. We're enjoying wrecking our cars over the line. I fully respect that activity entirely on the road. Ahead of Arbor, McCullough Nato, Jason Gartel, Nathan Safian, Caden Pado, Jacob Mills, David Wilson, Brian Van Elman, Justin McCall, Alexander Ruffus and Jake Rodriguez. These are all drivers who got wrecked out very early in that chicane. And Peter Saddington, Caden McDaniel and Donnie Moffitt. First, actually, to take damage and not return to the track.
So, Charlotte Roval next week. We talked about that one. Oh my goodness, we're going to have some power in them. I mean, I feel like we're going to have so much more throttle time in that race. It's going to be nuts. So I'm going to move Thomas up here, and we're going to get our interview on the way, and we're going to be good to go. Thomas, my friend, you got a copy. You just won at Lime Rock in domination fashion. How does it feel?
Yeah, honestly, it feels really good. Pretty solid night tonight. I was feeling good going into this track. I always feel pretty good racing at Lime Rock, and, we hit our marks, had a little bit of fuel saving to do to make sure we didn't have to pit at the end, and everything went to play, and got the win tonight.
Absolutely. So before the race, Peter Saddington announced that there is $500 on the line for the champion. Are you eyeing that already off round 1?
Yeah, I'm definitely eyeing it. That's gonna be a huge motive to try to keep pushing for the rest of the season. Obviously I'm trying to find funds for my real racing, so it's going to add up to it. But, I'm glad to be part of this championship and really had a lot of fun tonight. I can't wait for next week.
Well, we say names are made here. Thomas, tell me a little bit about your real life racing. What do you do there? Let the people know.
Yes, so I've been racing now for probably 2.5 years. Started out in sim racing and went to Spec Miata before going to VTech. Took a gap year, got a job, and used those funds to pay for it. And then I got lucky a few months in, won the Racing Prodigy Championship online and got one of those seats to go race last year for a fully funded season. And now I've just announced that I'll be racing in a Sabeco NPO1 for this year. So really excited stuff ahead and excited to get going.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Thomas, on being victorious from Lime Rock.
Thank you. Have a good night.
We're going to move in next. Cole Wilson. Cole, you got a copy, my friend?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you got a top 3 run. We seen you. You were definitely hauling it there at the end. Do you think you had anything for the second position, or are you just points racing?
Yeah, I definitely threw away a chance of getting second. A lot of mistakes near the end of the race. But overall, great day. A lot of fun battling there with the 33 car. Just tried to not wreck out. Had to be really careful in the bus stop chicane. There was a big curb, easy to destroy your car in. So just had to be smart and not wreck. And it was a lot of fun.
So we got the Charlotte Roval next week. What's the mindset going into that one? I mean, we were just talking. There's a $500 prize on the line for the champion, and obviously you're in the hunt now. You're in the hunt for the money. So what's the mindset for the next 4 rounds? Is it go out, be aggressive, try to stack some wins, or are you points racing to the end?
Well, this track here, Lime Rock, is probably my weakest, I'd say, out of the rest of the schedule. So hopefully gonna be able to qualify a little better and have a chance to go for some wins and be the champion.
Absolutely. Congratulations on a podium finish, Cole Wilson.
All right, thank you.
We have Olsen joining us now, who finished in the second position. How was it holding off Cole there at the end? He was charging hard on your back bumper all race.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, that was, I'm so sweaty right now. Holy hell. It's been a while since I've had a close fight like that. I don't run Miatas that much. And just when you have someone in the toe like that, no matter how good you are, it's hard to break it. But it was just sort of keeping my head calm and building consistency lap by lap. You know, it sort of got better at the end. I was making mistakes in the beginning, but they smoothed themselves out. And I managed to have good, tight lines and kept the place all the way through.
It was awesome watching you guys go head to head. Well, you're also in the hunt for the $500 prize pool for the champion with getting such a good finish here tonight, a podium of position number 2. What's your outlook for the next 4 rounds? Is it go out points racing, or are you just going to do whatever you can do a win week by week?
I mean, hell, the opportunity to race for points is a very exciting thing for me. I think if I can, I'm definitely going to try. So I'll probably be doing some real practice, real data analysis, and see what I can do with the championship. It's all very exciting at this point.
It's going to be an exciting championship hunt. I look forward to see if you can be there at the end. Round 1 is complete. Olsen with the position number 2. So, Hallie, what do you think about the event here tonight? I mean, it was exciting. It was a bit chaotic at some points. It was a bit destructive at other points. But I think for the most part, so we had some cool battles.
I was expecting chaos in many ways.
Regardless, it was one heck of a show, man.
I
Very
was expecting
exciting.
some chaos, but I'm not sure I was expecting cars to just like destroy themselves on the chicanes.
It was definitely a fun one. Charlotte Roval coming next
I swear
week.
he can't hear me.
So I'm looking forward to what we can do with the Charlotte Roval.
I've been speaking, DLB.
Gotcha, Hallie.
It's been going out to the stream. It sounded crazy. I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyway, I was expecting carnage. I was expecting attrition and cars going into each other. I wasn't expecting them just to jump each other on the chicane so much and smash their suspension in. That was a new one to me, and I'd be very interested to see if anything similar happens at the Charlotte Roval. Those turtle shells, brutal, man. It's going to be a slower track, Charlotte. You better believe it. That infield, very technical, and every time you try going fast, you hit 2 very big chicanes. The Masters are so agile around it, though. They just hit every single turn excellently well. It's going to be an absolute treat.
And I would imagine the mile-per-hour range compared to this one is going to be so different if you think about it. I mean, I think you're probably going to be topping out at a way higher pace. But we'll see how it all plays out. And man, I'm just excited for what's on the line here with Charlotte. It's round 1. I think everyone's just really pumped about what we have going on and just excited for the future. So with that said, hey, we're going to cap off the stream with that one. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in here tonight. Super high viewership. Pumped up. I'm pumped up. I know all you guys are pumped up. Thank you all for coming out and tuning in. And with that said, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Come back 8 p.m. next week.